All right. We are live. Let's get this shared.
You guess what percentage of sales?
Hello, everybody just joining in. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. So happy you're here. Go ahead and let us know in the comments on what state you're studying in, which exam you're studying for. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to take those questions for you. Did you just take the exam and pass and want to tell everyone about passing? Did you take the test and miss it by a few points and want to know where to go from here? Are you just starting out and want to know which package is right for you? We can help with that. Do you have any questions about some of our packages? Hey, Carla, South Carolina. Very cool. Alyssa, you just took your test and made an 80%. Woohoo! Nice job. Great. Alyssa, we actually have a sister group called the Insurance Sales Queen. So you can look her up on YouTube. She is the equivalent to Melissa and our team on helping you pass the test. The Insurance Sales Queen will help you understand the ins and the outs of captive and independent agencies and where to go to look for a job and what that all looks like. The Insurance Sales Queen. But we are so happy. You got an 80%. That's awesome. For those of you just joining in, let us know what state you're studying in, which exam you're studying for, and we'd be happy to help you, point you in the right direction with whatever you need. Alyssa just told us she passed with an 80%. That's amazing. Nice. Cynthia says studying in Texas. Sarah's studying PNC in Oregon. Carla told us South Carolina. That's great. If you have any questions, don't be shy. The only silly questions are the ones that you don't ask. We are here to help and figure things out and get you your pass, just like Alyssa. If you are considering, if you're just finding us and you're studying and haven't got one of our packages yet, the link that I'm putting into the comments now is our Gold versus Platinum link. So copy and paste that hyperlink. Oh, let's try it this way. I don't know if it's just StreamYard not liking it. Copy. Yeah, at least on StreamYards, it's not showing up that way. But click on that hyperlink, and where that will take you is to a chart on our website that will really explain the differences between the tiers of gold we have and our platinum package. And if you want gold, the classic gold, any of our packages above that contain those same videos. So the higher you get beyond the traditional classic gold, you're not going to get extra videos. You get extra resources instead of the videos. So with gold and state, you'll get the classic gold course with our state specific study guide. The gold plus has those classic gold videos with the state study guide, with a quiz and exam bundle. And then the platinum has all of that with the ability to be added into a texting study group where you can text Melissa and I directly through the study group, and we can answer your questions in real time. So every package contains all of the resources from the one before it, and you can always upgrade from the package you're on. So even if you went bronze, which is our most basic of basic packages, you could always upgrade just by paying the difference to whatever tier you want to upgrade to. And there's coupon links inside of your courses that'll let you choose where you want to upgrade to. What do I think of online ED, Sarah? I've not heard of online ED. Online ed? We're online education, but I've not heard of a company called Online ED. You said, is it better to study and take an exam on your own, or better to get hired with a company like State Farm, Progressive, for example? I've heard they will pay for everything, but very unlikely they will hire. No, those companies will hire you. If you do it on your own, then there's no pressure, right? You're not having a HR manager tell you, hey, you need to pass this test by this date, or we're going to pull your job offer. So, and there's even companies out there that once you're licensed already, you may even get a sign-on bonus for coming to them licensed already. They do hire, though, without you being licensed, and they may pay for it. So, for example, I started working as a customer service agent, just answering phones, doing some back office stuff at a broker here in Pittsburgh. And he told me, he said, when you're ready to pass, get your test, I'll buy you the pre-licensing material. And then whatever test you pass, whatever attempt you pass, I'll pay for you to take that I'll pay the money for you to have taken that test. So he said, if it takes you 3 times, I'll pay for one of those. Or if you pass the first time, I'll pay for you to pass the test the first time. However you want to do that, that's how he worked it out. And I studied my butt off with the package he got me, which was a guy, an education pre-licensing place here in Pittsburgh, actually, and passed my first time, actually, with Melissa's help from all her free resources on YouTube. Then when I went into my life and health, I no longer worked there. I had moved on, but I said, you know what, this time I'm getting that gold package. And I passed my life and health the first time going through the life and health gold here at Insurance Exam Queen, which eventually led to me working here. So it all depends. If you can handle the pressure of them saying you got to pass by a certain date, that might be the option for you, because they could definitely help with the study materials. But you got to ask that in the interview process too. Do you help with licensing? Master Solo. Hey, something from all the Cahoots. Studying session lasts about 2 months. Just wanted to pop in here and say, you passed. Great job, Sully. Man, I was thinking about you this week because I knew you said that we were running out of time for your pre-licensing certificate. And I was wondering if I was going to see you in class this week. Thanks for jumping on, man. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. I knew you were going to do it. You always do so well on the Cahoots. It was just getting you over that hurdle of the anxiety of the exam and everything. But I'm so proud of you, man. Awesome. We'll be ready for you when you start your life and health. I got the Cahoots ready for life and health for you. Trina. Hi, I'm hiding companies that I have paid for and not up to date with their products, and none change. We're Louisiana and still have not updated their system. I have been very tempted to go to the department and report. You're hiding out companies that you have paid for and not up to date for their products. That's something that I'm not too familiar with. I can't speak to that, Trina. I'm sorry. That if your what I'm reading there is saying that your company's products aren't matching what the state regulations are, and that is not my department to speak on. I'm sorry there. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Cynthia, purchase Gold Classic package. Been struggling for 3 weeks to get over the same stuff. For the general terms. Was previously studying with ExamFX, and it seemed like there was just so much info but couldn't grasp it. So, Cynthia, what I want you to do with our videos is take handwritten notes as you watch the videos. Pause, rewind, rewatch, whatever you have to do to get the notes written for those videos. Especially with that general insurance terms, make flashcards. And that way you can quiz yourself with those vocab terms. Not only having a solid grasp on those vocab terms, so when it's just a straight up vocab question, where you'll get those points, but also with the general insurance, you'll help score points in the long run, even if it's not a straight definition question, because if you throw in one of those general insurance terms into one of the answer choices, and it's a question that you're just unsure of, you don't remember studying, or even if you do, but you're like, okay, let's narrow these down. You can use your general insurance vocab knowledge to say, okay, well, these two answers definitely don't apply to whatever the heck this scenario is talking about. So let's throw those out. And then you can narrow down your answer field. So general insurance definitely is important. Trina, I'm finding out the companies that they paid for to get your license, and they are not up to date with their system. So companies that you want to get appointed with, all right. Key Outdoors. Taking Michigan accident and health in 2 weeks. Already purchased the life Already passed life, great. If I purchase the gold package, is there separate classes for health only? I know Melissa promotes life and health together. So with our life and health gold package, it is, you can't just buy the life or just buy the gold. It is the life and health package. Just like property and casualty, it's not personal lines and casualty lines. It's the P&C, property and casualty. And if you're taking just life or health, you only watch the life videos. You only watch the health videos. So yes, it is broken up and very directed on watch these to pass this test. But you can't separate it and get like a cheaper version. The price is the price and you get it together. And you would have 100 days, even if you did want to, after you pass the health, kind of go back through and watch your life stuff just to sharpen your knowledge on the life, even though you've already passed. You could do that. You have access to it, but there is no separating it for a discount. But it is very directive on like watch these for life and watch these for health. Yeah, Lynn, anything you want to ask? Sully, thanks. The certificate was expiring today, but luckily I passed on last Monday. So it was a stressful build-up, but awesome, man. I am, again, I'm so happy for you. I knew that certificate was causing you some stress, but I'm glad you overcame that, and we got you your pass so you can start that wonderful career in P&C. Good luck, man. And if you have any questions on like where to find a job or the ins and outs of different options, our sister group, the Insurance Sales Queen, is a great place to check out. Cynthia, you really need to pass. You're currently working for your husband's farmer's agency. No pass, no money, he says. Right. Well, you can't, there's very little you can do when you're unlicensed in the agency. And there's no way like he can share commissions or all that's forbidden unless you have a license. So, right, no pass, no money. But what I want you to do is kind of just put all that aside in your head and just focus on passing. Tell yourself you're going to pass. Tell yourself how smart you are. If your husband can do it, you can do it, right? Get the gold package. Get gold. Watch gold from top to bottom. That'll boost your confidence so much. Not only do we teach you the material, we work on your mindset, building that confidence, telling you how great you are, telling you, that we just need to have faith in yourself. Manifest that pass. Don't just study and say, I hope I pass, and I'm so nervous. What if I don't pass? Say, I'm going to pass. But Cynthia, get gold, and you will be well on your way to getting your pass, just like Sully and everyone else that has told us they passed. All right, let's see what's next. Trina, lost sound. I'm sorry. I was not able to hear. What did I say, Trina? No, Trina, all I was saying was I wasn't sure. Did you mean the companies you've applied for, such as companies you're trying to get appointed with? Like you have your license and you're finding out that once you get appointed with them that their systems aren't up to date? Cabot Outdoors, you're welcome. Morgan, testing tomorrow in a crunch time for PNC. What tips do you have to really focus on in Missouri? So if you're testing tomorrow, especially tonight, we want you to just relax. Trust that you've done enough. Trust that tomorrow you're going to get your pass. There is a video. Let me pull this up for you. So this is our pumped to pass mindset video. Whoop. Back. Copy. There we go. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. All right. I just put the pump to pass mindset video in. Card. Wait a minute. Try again. Guess it didn't show up on Facebook, but we'll see. But that pump to pass video is great. It's a meditation to watch where Melissa reminds you how much work you put into this, how great you're going to do on the test. You are well on your way to an amazing career in insurance. Tell yourself you're going to pass. Tell yourself you are smart, and it will really help. But tonight, if you said it's the last night before the test tomorrow, just try to relax. Look over some flashcards you made today, kind of skim through your notes. If you know there's a section that you did that you just are struggling to grasp, maybe watch that video at some point today, like on your lunch break at work or whatever. But tonight, take it easy. You want to de-stress. So tomorrow you can watch that pump to pass video and go in and just kick that exam's butt. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, Lynn, you said for workers' comp, how long does it take for funds to be issued? That varies on the claim and the waiting period and how that policy is set up. So typically, after the waiting period's met and the claim is approved, it's like 7 to 21 days. But that all depends on, what your waiting period is, like I said, and how long those that claim takes to get approved. Hannah studied everything that the test was 90% not really. So Hannah, did you use, I'm not sure where you were doing your studying. If you had our gold package or one of our higher tiers, our gold, we have a 90% first time pass rate, 90% second time pass rate. Everything's, on our, the things in our videos are the most tested topics and the easiest ways to remember, with a lot of focus on what you need to know to pass, not just teaching you everything there is about insurance like bigger insurance prep companies will do. We teach you on what needs to be focused on specifically. So we also recommend that everyone look at their state exam content outline. So you see the percentages of what each section they test on and what's included in each of those sections. So you can be fully ready to pass your exam. So Alyssa, can you go over joint life with 3 people involved? Well, remember, joint life and survivor life. Joint life pays on the first person to die. survivor life pays on the last to die. And then joint and survivor pays on the first and second to die. Keep it with T, keeping up with T. You got gold plus adjuster. Do I need to study anything else for the adjuster exam? I also have additional adjuster exam prep apps and books. So Angela is more the one to answer our adjuster questions, but I would definitely say to at least watch all of your adjuster videos in our gold adjuster course and read over your notes that she has for you. And you will be good to go. I mean, she teaches on the same philosophies and targets that Melissa does, which is why they partnered up together. And Melissa brought her onto our team, is to say, like, this is what you need to focus on to get your pass. So she includes it in those adjuster videos. You definitely need to know it. Eva, yes, our about to study mindset video and our pumped to pass video really, really help. I tell people to watch that about to study video every single time they go to study. So Ashley, yeah, those unanswered questions definitely, I mean, they count against you. So those are missed as soon as you don't answer them and you run out of time. Any unanswered question does count as an incorrect answer. But 59, and let's spin this to the positive then. There were, what, you said 35 questions that you didn't answer, which immediately get marked wrong. But out of the ones you did answer, you got a 59%. That's amazing. 70s passing in most states. I don't see which state you said you were in, but 70s passing in most states. So you got a 59 and you didn't even finish the test. So with those extra 35 questions, you are well on your way to a pass. So how we're going to help better space out your test. You know this because you've already taken the test. But with every question in Texas, okay, yeah, 70. 70's passing. So you were 59. We just got to get you up to 70. 70% license looks the same as a 100% license. No one's going to ask you in the interview, hey, what did you score on that test? They're going to say, did you pass the insurance test? If you took it, did you pass it? That's what they're going to ask you. They're not going to ask you what your score was. Your license, when you show someone your license, doesn't say that what you scored. It just, if you have a license, you passed. So it looks and behaves the same as someone who scored an absolute 100% correct test. So with those extra 35 questions, you're going to get your pass this time. How we time out your test better is I want you to read the question, take a quick breath, read the question again, and then look at all 4 answers. Choose the answer that jumps right out at you that says, like, after you look at all 4, the one that you say, okay, this one's the most correct. Mark it and move on. If it's a question that you're like, whoa, I do want to look at this again if I have the time, click the box that lets you highlight that question and move on. Don't sit there and like panic about being afraid to answer. Just answering the question doesn't absolutely concrete lock that in. So it's not like if you incorrectly answer so many, the test just shuts off. You have the whole chance to finish the entire test. And you can go back and change answers. But on that note, we don't recommend that. We recommend you read that question, take a breath, read the question again, look at all 4 answers, and choose in your heart, in your gut, the answer you feel is most correct, and stick with it. Unless, while you're taking the test, another question jarred your memory enough to go back and know that you absolutely missed one you previously marked, or it gave it away. It's just not, you're pretty sure the question literally gave away the answer to another question, then heck yeah, go back and change it. Get those points. But if it's just this weird gut anxiety, trust yourself. More than likely, that gut answer is the correct answer. So definitely just go with that. We've heard stories where people get to the end of the test and they think, oh man, and they go back to that one they marked and they're like, okay, I marked this for a reason. I must have got it wrong. Or I'm just unsure of it. So I'm going to change my answer. And they change answers and they find out they missed their test by 1 point. And they get out to their car and they say, okay, I have to look it up. I have to know. And they look up their answer and find out, had they not changed it, they would have passed because they would have got that point. They actually changed it away from a correct answer. So it's more often we hear stories like that than people saying, okay, I'm glad I changed it because now I passed. Like, we hear it the other way. So go ahead and trust yourself, please. But testing tomorrow, look over your score sheet, the area that you scored the poorest in. I want you to maybe watch a video at some point today on that topic, just to kind of brush yourself off, polish yourself a little bit. And then tonight, just take it easy. Relax tonight. Get a good dinner tonight. Get a good night's sleep. Get to bed like at a decent time and just relax and trust yourself. In the morning, watch our Pump to Pass video. It'll help boost that confidence again. Tell yourself you got this. Every time you walk past a mirror today, look in that mirror and say, hey, you. Hey, Ashley. You got this, girl. You're smart. You're going to pass tomorrow. So today, I'm not sure. Let me try to pull up the calendar. I'll see if we have live classes today. So something that is really cool that Ashley just brought up is in our in any of our courses now, there are live classes with any of the courses in the gold. So gold, gold plus, gold and state, and platinum all have live classes. Silver and bronze do not include live classes. Gold plus one. Gold. Oh, that's why. Pass. I'll look up the class calendar for you. Right, so it's not going to show you the Texas law on your graph for Texas. It's not going to show anything for Texas filled in because you didn't answer any Texas law questions. So out of the ones you answered, look at that bar graph and see which one is the least amount full, and that's the section you scored the poorest in. But again, like you said, keep in mind, you didn't finish the test. So, but out of what you did, I want to know the area you scored the lowest in. And go back and watch a video on that section. Casualty. So, yeah, Elizabeth, you said, is the casualty test similar to the property test? The questions are written the same way, same style. It's all multiple choice with, multiple choice question with four possible answers. No essay, no fill in the blank. They ask the questions in the same style. So you're going to be great. You got this. 220. You're going to be passing your casualty. You got it. Nina, you said you're in Texas. Great. Jeff says today's life with Peter. That's on the life side. Jeff, Ashley's doing PNC. So today at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central, Ashley, there is a commercial business policy course on BOP and CPP policies. That's 12 Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. So Cynthia, you said live classes. You're definitely interested. So when you go into here, let's do this. Insuranceexamqueen.com. Let me. So here's my dashboard. Oh, I didn't share it yet. There we go. So here's my dashboard when I log into pass.insuranceexamqueen.com for the courses. And Cynthia, you said you have the Gold Classic. So, and I think you said you're PNC, right? So anyways, it's in the same spot, even if you're life and health. So gold PNC, click on that. On this left-hand side, you'll see the link for live classes. So you click on that, and then it opens up the class calendar and shows you where all the what all the classes are and who's teaching it for that day. And like I said today at 12 Central, 1 Eastern, is the BOP and CPP course. And you just click on them, and that lets you add it to your calendar. And that works for anyone in Gold Classic, Gold State, Gold Plus, or Platinum. Texas, that's Central Time. So it would be 12 o'clock Central. Ashley. Jimbo, okay. You have just the state law test to take. Okay, great. Cynthia, did you see how I was screen sharing and showed you how to find the class calendar? And if you are watching and finding this helpful, we would love for you to, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, click like on the videos. That really helps us out. It helps, you get our content as soon as we post it, and it helps us out in the long run too. Really appreciate that. Awesome. Glad. So that's the way to find the live classes. Live Kahoot games, they're all listed there as well. Let's see. Types of policies. So the two, you said you didn't finish, so you didn't get through your Texas state law. That's why those are absolutely the lowest. I would look over your types of casualty policies and the bonds. So, like under the commercial section of gold, there's like bonds, videos, and just your types of casualty policies. But other than that, you did really well. I think all those missing points are really coming from your Texas law section. Ashley, so this is not a bad score sheet, especially like you said, considering that you didn't finish the test. But looking at it, the other area you scored the lowest in is that section 4, the types of casualty policies, bonds, and related terms. But great job. Yes, Morgan. I'd be happy to do that. All right. So Morgan, which package do you have? Which course? Dan, I would say get gold. Gold is going to be the most tested topics, the easiest way to remember in the most detail, works for all 50 states, P&C, life and health, including all 50 states and DC. Definitely go gold. Gold is where it's at. Okay, Morgan, you said you have the classic gold. Okay. And P&C or life and health? Yeah, Ashley, skim through it. You didn't do terrible. I would skim through just the parts of the commercial that you don't feel super confident with, and then just try to relax. You did really well. So tomorrow, just focus on breathing through the test, moving at a nice steady pace so we can get you to the end of the test. Mark anyone that you want to go back to, but look at the question, take a breath, read the question again, look at all 4 answers, choose the one you feel is the best, and move on. That way we at least get you to the end of the test. Then you can go back if you need to. P&C Morgan. Okay. So go into your dashboard, click on your classic gold, and on the left-hand side, you'll see live classes if you're on a web browser. So, but click on this live class link and it opens up on a desktop. If you're on mobile, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a little 3 dashes next to your little profile picture. So just like this on my far left, there's these 3 dashes in your profile picture. On mobile, that's in the top right corner. So you would click on those 3 dashes, and it opens up this little link here where you can find your live class on mobile. But on a desktop, here's where it's at, live classes, and this calendar opens up. And there's the like the class for today. Awesome, Ashley. Happy to help. Ashley, what I want you to do too, here's that pump to pass video again. This is for anyone that's about to test, and like the morning of your test, watch that pump to pass video. If you're watching and considering, okay, so this, Steve has talked about gold or platinum or these live classes. How do I get into that? Here is our link for this explains the differences between our classic gold up through platinum, and will help you buy from right there. So if you want to do life and health, there's a link to buy life and health. If you want to do PNC, there's a link to buy from there. Excuse me. But that will break down what each of those top packages have, and you can purchase and get studying and be well on your way to pass. Gold has a 90% first-time pass rate, 90% second-time pass rate for those that need to just brush up and get a few extra points, 90%. So be a part of those 90% of the people and get your pass without having to worry about retesting multiple times. It's great to invest in yourself. Pay for gold or pay for one of the higher packages than gold. Watch those gold videos, and you will definitely be much more confident going into the test. So, Ashley, you said you have Gold Plus. Great. That's what we want to hear. So many people think the way they need to pass is to just keep taking quizzes. Some type of old agents will tell you that. Other insurance instructors out there on YouTube or out in the world will tell you, hey, the way to pass is to just keep taking quizzes until you get a 90% or better on those quizzes, and then you'll know you're good to go take the state exam. The problem with that advice is that you end up memorizing the quiz. You memorize the test you're taking. You memorize the quiz since you've taken it so many times. And then you wonder why, oh man, my score's going up. Well, you memorized it. You didn't learn anything besides learn exactly how to pass that quiz. You need to take the quiz and then say, okay, I did poorly in this area and this area. That's where I'm going to go back and study. I'm going to make a flashcard for this area and that area. So when I am studying, I can refresh myself on that every time. And then later on, after you've redone all your studying, go back and take the quiz again to see if your score improved. But just retaking the quiz over and over isn't a good way to study at all. It's a good way to make yourself unprepared for the test. We want you to use those quizzes as a way to test yourself and see where you need to go back. Use it as a map, not as your only study crutch. So there are questions, Elizabeth, that will kind of go on both areas, especially like with general insurance. But for the most part, it's better just to, the best thing to do for anyone, and this isn't just Illinois focused, to look at your state exam content outline. How you find that is there is a link to it in our state-specific study guide. But if you want to find the state exam content outline on your own, is you search whatever your state is, then whichever exam you're taking, insurance exam content outline. So, Elizabeth, you would Google Illinois Property and Casualty Insurance Exam Content Outline. It's going to be one of the first probably 5 links that come up. And most likely it will be from your department. You'll see the link say content outline from, it'll be your Department of Insurance or whichever company is the testing provider from your state. Click on that link. It'll open up a document that's either jumps right to your exam and an outline there, or it opens up this giant document of all kinds of information for insurance for your state, but it has all the outlines. So you have to kind of scroll through the document to find the outline for the test you're looking for, but then it breaks it down by section. These are the sections you'll see on your score sheet. This is what we test on in each of those sections, and then you'll be ready. Then it won't matter what, because it's not like there's a section specifically broken out for property or for casualty. It's not like you enter different sections of the test. All the questions are kind of conjumbled. And but that's a great way to make sure you're ready, is to look at that exam content outline. Yeah, that's a great way, Ashley. That would be a great way to do that business commercial class today and to just look over your commercial notes. That sounds good. I think that will really increase your score with the commercial. And then just like I said earlier, breathe through it. Make sure you get through your test. You'll get to the state questions and increase your score on those. And you'll boost your score from the 59 up to the 70. Yeah, don't overwhelm yourself today. Just take it easy. You know, if you want to do the class, great, do class. But take it easy. Trust yourself. You got this. Elizabeth, there's a great video on bonds in the gold package where Melissa breaks down, yeah, bonds can be confusing, but these are the specific things to know. So then instead of letting bonds and some of the commercial stuff be so overwhelming, she gives you focus on this is exactly what we should focus on. So, Mitch, you said, if we were to sign up for ExamFX for accident and health and then use the scan code for $99 gold membership, will $99 purchase gold be waived? So, ExamFX is not who we partner with. So we partner with Excel. So let me get you that link here. So in the chat right now, I'm posting our link for our partnership with Excel Solutions. If you're in a state that still requires pre-licensing from a state-approved educator. Currently, Insurance Exam Queen, we are on the cusp of being state-approved, but we are not state-approved yet. So some states, you still need that official pre-licensing, such as ExamFX, Excel, AD Banker, one of those companies. And you can use our material to get what you need to pass and then just click through that state-approved course and pass their quizzes and exams to get the certificate you need. But if you use that link that I just put into the chat, what that will do is get you a $9 discount on your Excel course. And then we enroll you in gold for free and waive the cost of gold for using our affiliate link with Excel. So in most states, their standard PNC package or their standard life and health package is $199. They give you a $9 discount, so you get it for $190. And for using our link, we enroll you in the classic gold for free. And then if you wanted to upgrade from there to one of the higher tiers of gold, you just pay the difference inside of that gold package to get the platinum or whichever course you want to upgrade to. Josh, your exam is 2 p.m. Central today. Awesome. You got this, Josh. All right, Josh, let's see. Where is my link for it? Don't worry about studying too much today, Josh. You're coming down to test time. Relax. Trust you've done enough. And you're well on your way to pass. Your career in insurance is going to be wonderful. We just got to get you over the hurdle of the test, and you're going to have a passing score later on today, and you'll be able to jump onto a live class or jump onto a future live and say, hey, Steve, hey, Melissa, hey, Peter, I passed, just like Sully and everyone did earlier in today's live. Sully and Alyssa both told us about their passing score. You'll be able to share that great news as well. So that Pump to Pass video is a great little meditation Melissa does to help just, boost your confidence and tell yourself how awesome you are, and you will get there. Definitely, Josh. We appreciate that. We love hearing about the passing scores. I know you're nervous. It's okay to be nervous, but just like I said, I forget who I said this to earlier. Every time you walk past a mirror today, look in that mirror and say, hey, you got this, Josh. You're awesome. You're smart. Watch that Pump to Pass video. Don't say, I hope I pass today. I know I'm going to pass today. Read your questions. Take a breath. Read the question again. Then look at all 4 answers. Choose the answer you feel in your gut is the right one and move on. Don't just sit there and let the stress of maybe answering a question wrong make you sit there and waste too much time on one question. Read it, look at the 4 answers, choose the answer that's best, and move on. You can mark it to come back to just as that boost of confidence. What if I do want to come back to this? When you get to the end of the test and you start to look at those questions that you marked, don't just go changing answers because you feel you need to. More than likely, that first answer was the correct answer. It's just you marked it as a little boost of confidence, right? Don't just go changing answers. We don't want you to be one of the ones that changes an answer away from being correct and actually miss points changing the answer at the end. Only change answers if another question gave away the answer to a previous question. Otherwise, I want you to absolutely trust yourself. Tell yourself you got this. You're smart. You're going to pass. Tell yourself there's no other option today that when you click submit on that test, it's going to say pass. Because you're a rock star. You're awesome. It will. I mean, you definitely have to have studied. You can't just walk in and say, oh, common sense, this or that. Like, you have to know what you're talking about. But if you've done your pre-licensing, you've gone through our course, you put in some nice time studying, you're going to do well. Use process of elimination when you have to. Watch out for the questions that say except, never, always, only. Those very defining words, watch out for. Remember, like an except question, if it says all of these are elements of a legal contract, except, that means 3 of them are parts of a legal contract and 1 is not. All of these are a part of a legal contract, except. That means all of them are, 1 of them's not. If it said, and then there's the double negative ones too to watch out for, where it says all of these are not parts of a legal contract, except. All are not, except. So all of them are not ways of a legal contract, except. That means 3 of them are not, 1 is. Instead of looking for the one that isn't, all are not, except, look for 3 that aren't and the 1 that is. So, and that, I mean, we have people studying P&C and life and health. Legal contract law will most likely, depending on the state you're in, show up on either test. I don't want to go into, too much detail on like what that answer would have been. I'm just using that as an example question, because those are the things to watch out for with the wording. And you're in Texas, great. So, but to quickly touch on that then, let me do say, because it does involve both, parts of a legal contract. Cool cats love agreeing. C, competent parties. Consideration. Legal purpose and agreement. CCLA. Consideration, competent parties, legal purpose, agreement are the 4 parts of a legal contract. So if any of those were missing and it was all but, whichever one isn't one of those 4 is what we were talking about. If it says all or not, but, look for the one that is one of those 4. But cool cats love agreeing. Competent parties, consideration, legal purpose, agreement are your 4 parts of a legal contract. Any other questions before we get out of here? Comments, concerns, random or irrelevant remarks? So least amount in Texas, 70%. You need at least a 70, Josh, to pass. So, and that's the really cool thing is your license at 70% looks the same as someone who scored 100%. You score anywhere from 70 to 100, you get the same license as everybody else in that window. So get there. It's awesome. You're going to do great. 70%, you got this. And you're going to have a great time today. I can't wait to hear in a future live on how you passed. So, Tammy, gold. Get gold. Gold is the most tested topics and the easiest ways to remember. Most tested topics in every state and the easiest ways to remember with the most detail. Most study tips. Get gold includes live classes, over 30 hours of video to watch with downloadable notes and diagrams. We recommend you take your own handwritten notes, but there is the option to download ours. 30 plus hours of video, live classes. I mean, everything you need to pass. then if you want the state-specific study guide for your state of New York, you'd want to go the gold and state or higher, because that's what would include the state-specific study guide on top of all the regular gold stuff. And then if you want some very detailed hand-holding where you get all the gold videos, you get all the gold documents, you get the state study guide, you get the quiz and exam package, and you want to be able to text Melissa and I to ask a question at any time and almost get a question answered in real time, because we're both in a texting app, in a texting group with people in Platinum, go Platinum. And then you can ask Melissa and I a question anytime and not have to wait for us to go live. Awesome. You're welcome, Josh. Tammy, let me do this for you. Here is the link for gold versus platinum to show you the link there. And you'd want to go at least with PNC Gold for New York Auto. Or, yeah, Tammy. At least go PNC Gold for the New York Auto test. All right, everybody. Well, Josh and everybody else testing soon. Want to wish you all the loves, all the vibes, extra sprinkles on top. We got Sully and Alyssa who jumped in early and told us about their pass. So proud of you guys. Wish everyone all the loves, all the vibes on passing your exams coming up. So hope to see you soon. Join Gold. That way you can get live classes and see me in a live class or Kahoot game. You'll get all the gold videos, awesome stuff with Melissa, and you'll be well on your way to being in that 90% first-time pass students. So can't wait to see everybody again soon. See you later.